guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Coastline Exotics in Sarasota, Florida. And guess what? I got one of the greatest Mustangs ever built. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2023 last of its kind Shelby GT500. But before we get into this supercharged muscle car, let's talk about what's going on here. So Mustang and Shelby, those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly. And if you go back to 1965, it was Carroll Shelby and Shelby American that made the Mustang really what it was with the GT350, turned it into that track-focused weapon. Now, by 1967, Ford and Shelby wanted to bring more power, more performance, and that's where we see the birth of the GT500. The GT500 would be sold from 67 until 1970, and then it disappeared forever. Well, guess what? With the S550 platform, that's where we see the return of the mighty GT500. Now, what's crazy is it's already gone. It was around for a few years. Now that we have the redesigned Mustang, the S650 platform, there is no GT500 variant of that. There is the upcoming Mustang GTD, but let's be honest, that's a Mustang that has a starting price of $325,000. So what I want to find out is the GT500 really the king of the muscle cars? And is it that value-priced performer compared to like a Mustang GTD? Why don't we go ahead, let's dive into our race red GT500 and find out. Right off the bat, I love the rapid red color. It's that nice dark cherry color, has a nice metallic flake to it. You can also get the brighter reds, and I think that's one of the things that with the GT500, any of the colors look fantastic on the car. Now, at the front of the business, you'll see that extra width of the GT500. They did use a lot of gloss black, and another zonk that I have besides the gloss black is the non-functional corner vents. They should have made those corner air curtains or some type of arrow to stop the air from building up inside the fender. I just feel like that would fit more of the performance personality of this car. I prefer the older light setup where you have the tri-bar daytime running lamps, some more gloss black, but I'm digging the honeycomb finish wire mesh with the heat exchangers clearly visible from behind. And because this is not the one equipped with the carbon fiber track package, this is the smaller splitter, which some people might prefer if you're going to drive this a little bit more on a regular basis, whereas the carbon fiber track pack edition has that larger front splitter. But definitely the corner of this car has so much going for it, especially over a new Mustang, say a Mustang Dark Horse. Now, as we come across that front grille area, this is the largest Cobra badge ever put on any Shelby. More of that wire mesh. We got the GT500 name stamped within the carbon fiber, the gloss black. I wish that this was something other than gloss black. Even if you get a carbon fiber track pack one, it doesn't come carbon fiber, it's just gloss black. Not my favorite, but I do love the large, wide openings up top, fully functional, and also down below, we got the optional black racing stripes with the Shelby name stamped in. And these racing stripes are the vinyl stripes. You could get painted stripes on this rapid red GT500, and that was a $10,000 option. But let me know, what do you think about the front of this GT500 compared to a new Mustang, or even compared to the GTD? Now, as we rise up, you got the bulge, baby, with your functional heat extractor, all gloss black. I got a zonk, it's too much gloss black for me, but I like the fact that it's functional. We got those hood pins. It's gonna keep that hood down at the high speeds that this thing does. And then when you come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire stuff. You're gonna get 20 by 11 inch wheels. Split spoke design, gloss black with those freaking mega size Brembo calipers, 16.5-inch rotors. There's some cars made not too long ago that didn't even have 16-inch wheels. This has 16.5-inch rotors. We got the MagneRide suspension, all four corners. And I think the black with the rapid red just looks spectacular. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you're wondering, well, what about tire size? Up front, 305 on the width, 30 series sidewall. Wait until we get out back where we have 373 gears and we have a limited slip diff. Coming down the side of the vehicle, we got a little bit smaller Cobra badge. Don't get too close, it'll bite you in your neck. But you know what? The sweet Venom would be a great way to kick the bucket. But from the side, I just love the proportions of the car. You do have gloss black on your mirror caps. And then dropping our way down, you'll notice the side skirt extension. Right here, this piece is added. This is your standard. This is added. And I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show you how the front fenders are actually wider than your standard Mustang fenders. You see down below how you have that little opening down there? That is showing that extra width compared to your standard Mustang on the S550 platform. Working our way towards the rear, let's talk about rear width. 315s, that's like a steamroller with your 4-piston Brembo calipers, 15-inch rotors out back. It's gonna be fun to try to get the power to the ground. And then spinning around back, this is your standard gloss black wing on the GT500. There's our racing stripes, go all the way over the top. There is an additional gurney flap that you can add to the back. This one does not have. Love that Cobra badge, man. So killer. Our tri-bar taillights. And then of course, working our way down to ground level. Those are 5-inch diameter exhaust. Adaptive exhaust, make it louder, piss everybody off, make it quieter, keep the peace. Love the way they work. The rear diffuser, you have a diff cooler, you have an engine oil cooler, transmission cooler, and increased cooling capacity for the engine overall. But why don't we go ahead? Looks great on the outside. Let's pop the hood pins and look underneath the hood of this GT500. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a single hood strut to hold open the hood. Look at the freaking strut tower brace. It looks like a girder from the Golden Gate Bridge with the Ford Performance badge. We got that massive Cobra, and then you can see hand-built with pride on that supercharged power plant. But what are we exactly looking at? That is the engine called the Predator. It's a 5.2 liter supercharged V8, 760 horsepower, 625 pound-feet of torque. Now, I know we're talking about the Mustang GTD. Mustang GTD uses the same engine, which to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It puts out about 815 horsepower, so not even 100 horsepower more than this vehicle does. So interesting, the route that Ford took. Also interesting is, remember, the Dark Horse, the max horsepower is 500 horsepower. But this thing has a 7-speed DCT Tremec dual clutch transmission, 0 to 60 in about 3.3 seconds, quarter mile in 11 seconds flat at 135 miles an hour, top speed 180 miles per hour. MPGs, if you really care, you're watching the wrong video. You're looking at 12 in the city, 18 on the highway, and the vehicle, she's not light, 4,171 pounds. But man, oh man, popping the hood, seeing that supercharger mounted up top makes my heart pitter-patter. But why don't we go ahead, let's see if we can have a little bit of an eargasm and fire up this GT500. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 Shelby GT500, the last of an era. It's going to be interesting to see if the GT500 name comes back. I'm curious, but I know what you're saying. You're saying, Joe, I've always wanted a GT500. My wife told me if I gave her 2 kids, I get to have my GT500. So I'm really digging this one. I like Rapid Red. I don't need the carbon fiber track pack option. How much is this? Original MSRP was right around $80,000. But let's see what you get when you go GT500 to the door panels. I prefer the simple, clean design. A little bit of diagonal stripe there with the black and the white, the contrast stitching, everything else clean and simple. Door pocket is a good enough size to where you could get a big Buford in there and a strawberry shake. And then to go from the door panel to the dash, you get your chassis plate number, of course. Love the way they add that. This one has your standard trim on the dash that I prefer than the carbon fiber because the gloss carbon fiber provides and produces a ton of glare depending on what the sun is doing. We got the B&O sound system, 8-inch infotainment system. I'm okay with that. You got your dual climate. What else you need? Love the analog auxiliary gauges, oil pressure and oil temp, 2 of the most important gauges you will ever use in any performance car. The rest is all manual knobs and switches. This does have the 3 stages of heated seats and the 3 stages of ventilated seats. We got our toggle switches, nice aluminum start-stop button, a little tray here for your Jolly Rancher, some watermelon, some sour apple, USB A's, a 12 volt, which you better get a radar detector or you're gonna get locked up in this thing. This guy right here, it looks sad because it is sad. This is gonna control your 7-speed DCT. 2 cup holders. I like the diagonal striping that they brought. Nice soft touch. Oh, I gotta show you the key fob because we got the Cobra, baby. Cobra Kai. Remote start. Open this up. You have enough room in here to where you could put a jar of all the tears of the other muscle car owners that you're gonna blow their doors off of. Hellcats, Camaro SS's, ZL1s. You get to keep those tears. Or you could use it to keep a piece of their soul. Seats, the leather, the Cobra embroidery, the stitching, the striping, power bottom, but manual back, which is a zonk to me. And then remember, when you go standard GT500, you could put your 2 kids in here in the back seat. Since that's what your wife wanted, she wanted 2 kids, you gave her the 2 kids, now it's your turn. This is your baby. Come on over here though, let me show you behind the wheel of this GT500. All right guys, business time behind the wheel of the GT500. You got your nice aluminum sill plate, 4 performance badge. Pedal box is halfway decent. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just want an aluminum dead pedal for God's sakes. What's it gonna take, Ford? And then of course we have just the power electric bottom. The good news is that with the power seat bottom, you do have 3 memory seat settings, but I think you would have to be insane to let 2 other people drive your baby. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel like this car was made for me. Steering wheel, the Alcantara, the leather flat bottom, that Shelby badge staring you down. Ka-cha, ka-cha. Love the leather stripe top dead center. You have metal paddles behind the wheel to go up and down that 7-speed DCT. And then this is the better digital display. Way better than the new Mustang S650 platform, including the mighty Mustang GTD. I love the graphics and I love the way that you can go through all the different modes. You could adjust your exhaust very, very easily. They really have that set up super duper well. So really like the way they have that all set up for you. And then of course, seeing the bulge just makes my heart go pitter patter and gets my my juices flowing. Now, yes, there's a trunk. Yes, you could put stuff in it, but you know what I care about. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this Shelby GT500. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2023 Shelby GT500. What better way to do it than obviously start from a dead stop? I'm going to use those magnesium paddles to go up and down that 7-speed DCT transmission. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go! Gotta get that power to the ground. Look at this. This car is a monster car, a muscle monster car that you could go fast in a straight line, or you can go fast in your twisty bits. And it's one of those things that you gotta be gingerly with the throttle because of all the power that this car has. But if you know what you're doing, you could really hum very well with this thing. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Look at that. On those brakes, massive Brembos. Look at the grip. Ugh. But it's crazy because you would think, okay, I'm in second gear, I'm gonna be able to get the power to the ground. She spins. All that torque, all that horsepower. But man, does she hum when you're on full throttle. She hums away. Second. On throttle, here we go. Look at that, jeez. She just wants to go. The freaking way that the car changes directions is so fast, especially from the right to the left. It's gonna surprise you, especially with the weight of this car. That Magna-Ride suspension does a hell of a job. Look at this. Holds the line nicely. On throttle, yeah! You better be careful though, because this snake will bite you and mess you up if you don't know what you're doing. This is not a car that just any Joe Schmo can jump into and drive fast, because you will wrap it around a tree or a pole and could seriously hurt yourself, no joke. But if you get it right, oh man, it's sweet. Let's start from third gear. On throttle, look at that, even third gear. It puts you back in the seat. And yeah, like I said, the Mustang GTD has more horsepower, but are you gonna be able to hook it up? And is it worth that price tag? Look at this. On those massive brakes, shedding speed faster than a bulldog sheds hair. Gotta be gingerly, the roads are a little dirty right here. Short shift. Look how she holds the line. Oh baby, give it to me. Give it to me! Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It is a hair-raising experience. When I'm talking about hair raise, it's like you feel it down your whole backside of your body, man. It's like reaching nirvana when you get this thing right. On throttle, look at that. And if you want to go fast in a straight line, you can. You can do whatever you want in this thing. It'll do it. Upshifts, lightning quick. Downshifts, lightning quick. It's incredible. This was the first dual clutch transmission in any Ford vehicle they got it right. And obviously working with Tremec, how can you not get it right? Because Tremec is just, they're known in the business for building gearboxes, whether it's a manual or these dual clutch transmissions. They know what the hell they're doing, that's for sure. Listen to the sound. You want a Tesla Model S Plaid? Go ahead, go get your Tesla Model S Plaid. This has the sound. This has the exhilarating experience. It's so balanced. A muscle car is not supposed to freaking handle as well as this thing does. Definitely not. The dash, I love the way the gauges are configurable. So easy to read. And it looks good because it's integrated into the dash rather than just stuck on like these big, huge billboards. God dang me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my God, I love this car. Golly, it is out of this world. And it's so easy to drive. Like, that's the other thing. It's like, if you know what you're doing, it's easy to drive. You can daily drive this if you want to. I don't love the rotary dial shifter. I think that cheapens the whole feel of the experience. And I wish it had a manual. I really do. But everything else, that beautiful view out over the hood, these seats, they're made more for comfort. I would prefer the Recaros, which they are available. But God dang, that sound, and that's a stock exhaust. Cars like these, they move the soul. They create an experience that you will never forget. But I gotta bring it back. I gotta bring it back to Coastline Exotics. So without further ado, let's hurry up and wrap it up before I steal this car and take it home. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, these are the types of days that I look forward to waking up to, getting behind the wheel of a modern legend, the Shelby GT500. Got to thank Josh and the rest of the crew at Coastline Exotics for allowing us to have access to this vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the king of the muscle cars? Do you think that it's worth spending $325,000 to go the Mustang GTD route or to pick up one of these? Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. He loves Shelbys, he loves GT500s, and he loves to go fast. So thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.